A question I get asked all the time is, can I use the vehicle to load adapter that I purchased for my Hyundai, Kia, or Genesis EV to charge someone else's electric car? And in today's video, we're going to talk about all the details in there. We're going to test a couple vehicle to load adapters as well as a couple 120 volt chargers. This question is a little complicated, so in today's video, we're going to talk about it. So if you want to find out more, then stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's the Ioniq guy. If this is your first time to the channel, I want to say welcome. My name's Corbin. I cover all things Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, EV related. And like I mentioned, today we're talking vehicle to load adapters and if you can charge someone else's EV. So the answer to this question is simply yes. But there is a caveat. You need to be using Hyundai's vehicle to load adapter. It is the only adapter that I'm aware of that tells the charger there is a ground path. If you own a third-party vehicle to load adapter, it doesn't provide the correct ground for a 120 volt charger, and it will fault out and just say, I can't provide power to the other car. But Hyundai's vehicle to load adapter is engineered to tell the charger, yes, you can function. So to prove that point, let's go ahead and plug in the Hyundai vehicle to load adapter. You can see it right here. This is around $150 these days. When I purchased it in early 2022, this thing cost almost $500. I really wish I waited to purchase it, but I did want to make some videos on the topic. So unfortunately, I overpaid for it. So all you got to do is open up your charge port, plug it in. There's a button on the front of it. Push that button. It will lock the vehicle to load adapter into the charging port, and then you can take your level 1 charger as you choose to use. This happens to be the J+ booster. This is a very high quality, nearly indestructible level 1 as well as level 2 charger. You can see that it has a quick connect here. You can go ahead and pop on a NEMA 1450, 650. You can use this at campgrounds, but then you just quickly attach that 110 volt connector, plug it in. I already have it plugged into my Ioniq 5 over here, and we should see the lights turn on any second now. So the charging indicator lights just popped on, and now we are charging. So the J+ booster is smart enough to know which connector you have attached to it, and it will adjust your charging current appropriately. So right now we're maxing this thing out on level 1 at 12 amps. No faults, no errors, no nothing, just charging. So something to keep in mind, the battery pack on an EV is direct current or DC. Vehicle to load is alternating current or AC. So what is happening in this process right now between the two cars? DC power is coming out of the Ioniq 6 battery pack. It's being transformed into AC power through the vehicle to load adapter and the onboard charger, coming through here to my Ioniq 5. Then it's going through this charge port to the Ioniq 5's onboard charger and then being converted back into DC power, which is then going into the battery pack. So there's a lot of conversion taking place here. And in that conversion process, heat is generated, and that is just wasted energy that just dissipates off into the air. So rather unfortunately, even though the Ioniq 6 is outputting about 1,300 watts to the Ioniq 5, only about 750 or 800 watts is actually getting converted into energy that's being stored back in the battery pack. So a lot of energy is being wasted here. You're really only going to want to use this in emergency situations. All right, so we've tested Hyundai's vehicle to load adapter. Let's end this charging session. I will unplug the J+ booster, and over here I will also power that off, unplug the J+ booster. You're then going to have to unlock the car to release the vehicle to load adapter, so I will unlock it, and that allows me to pull it out. All right, so here we have the Ask Dog adapter, which I reviewed several months ago. I tore it apart. The internals looked pretty decent, but let's find out how it does here with the level 1 charger. So it's plugged in. Gonna take the J+ booster, and we will plug it in and see what happens. So I just plugged it in, and you can see here, the lights are flashing red. And what this means is there's a ground fault. You can see right here on the J+ booster, it does have a little troubleshooting guide here. So right there it says no ground. So we'll give it the benefit of the doubt, and let's try the Hyundai official level 1 charger. We'll get that plugged in right here. Go ahead and plug in. And over here, fault. F2. I've already looked it up. That is a non-existent ground fault. So that alone is one reason not to recommend these third-party vehicle to load adapters anymore. Let me show you the other reason why I don't recommend these anymore. So the vehicle to load adapter is currently unplugged from the level 1 charger, obviously, and you can see it's still showing that the vehicle to load adapter is drawing power. The car is locked. I will unlock it, which should theoretically unlock the vehicle to load adapter. And according to AskDog, when I squeeze this button up top, it should release the adapter. I am squeezing with as much force as I possibly can, and you can see that light starts flashing, meaning that the vehicle to load adapter is disconnected, but it is not allowing me to pull it out. So it is currently stuck in the charge port. So we'll pop open the trunk and locate it right behind here. You twist that. There's a little red knob here. You tug on that, and that should release the vehicle to load adapter. So what this little pull tab is doing is pulling in the lock and allowing you to unlock this and release it. Now, the reason why I was able to recommend this product several months ago is because I only had my Ioniq 5. I wasn't able to test it with any other Hyundai Kia products. So once it's plugged in and the pin is extended to lock it in place, if I do press on this button, it does allow it to be pulled out. So it works with the Ioniq 5, but it doesn't work with the Ioniq 6 for whatever reason. So it's just easier for me to say, don't buy this thing, buy Hyundai's official. The Electron V2L adapter also does not work. So just for ha-has, we will still plug in the Hyundai level 1 charger, just to show you guys that it actually does work. We'll hit the power button. Says it's outputting 12 amps. And the Ioniq 5 is charging. And here inside the car, you can see it's saying it's getting 1,300 watts, which might be true, but only about 750 or 800 is going into the battery. So there you have it. You can use the vehicle to load adapter to charge another EV, and it doesn't have to be a Hyundai Kia Genesis EV. It will work on any EV. So it's not a bad idea to keep your vehicle to load adapter and your level 1 charging cable in the car with you, just in case you want to help somebody stranded on the side of the road. The vehicle to load adapter fits perfectly in the front trunk of either of these cars. If you want to purchase one, I will leave some links down in the description to various Hyundai dealership websites where you can order it from. Like I said, it has come down in price pretty significantly. Another thing to keep in mind, I get this question a lot as well, is can I use the vehicle to load adapter from European countries, which is 230 volts of output? No, you cannot, because our cars here in North America have CCS1 ports. In Europe, they have CCS2 ports. So that adapter will not actually fit physically into the charge port of North American Hyundai Kia Genesis cars. I will also leave a link in the description if you're interested in checking out the J+ booster. This thing is built like a tank. The company has literally run it over with a tank just to prove its durability, so that's pretty cool. So that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this information, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already done so, check out my store at ioniqguy.com for cool accessories for your Hyundai, Kia, or Genesis EV, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.